Yo, good morning, y'all. Top of the morning. Happy Sunday. Got Dinger Sunday live. Welcome back to Barrel Lab. Got a fresh barrel report coming for you for the 27th slate. I got a full 15 games, man. I'm glad that I was able to get this video out. Yo, my screen is bugging, y'all. It's on this last leg. So, we got to make this a good Sunday so we can go ahead and make sure we get a fresh new laptop for the for the week. But I'm really glad to be able to put this video out. First, I just want to say thank you everybody who's been supporting. Shout out to everybody who's liked, subscribed, or even commented to a video, even if you're not liked or subscribed. I just want to say the website is live, guys. The website is live. Barrellab.io is a go. I will take the beta password off of the website today so that way more of you all can get access to it. I'll do that before this video goes live. So by the time you are seeing this video, you can head to the dashboard, barrellab.io, and start doing your research, guys. I'm super excited to be able to present this to you. Making this video from the car today. Because it is in the morning, family, I didn't want to wake up my girls, man, wake up the family up. But I'm super excited. If you can't tell, if you can't hear it, I'm well rested, y'all. And I'm really excited to bring this video to you. So we are going to go over today's slate, and then later I'm going to drop a second video for you all just explaining how to use the website, how to navigate, and what to be looking for when you are on this website. So I'm going to just make this a quick run through of the rosters, just let you guys know what I'm looking for. As you can see, home runs are down. It was 11, 12 home runs yesterday. So I hope you all are running your bases. I hope you all are running hits, runs, RBIs, even fantasy score if you can, right? Because we see that the game is adapting, the game is evolving, and we must also be able to adapt and evolve too. So without further ado, y'all, today's slate is a full one, a live one. We got good games all around, 23 barrel signals, 20 elite home run profiles. And let's see here. So I'll go ahead and get through the video pretty quickly for you all. Now I don't have to show you everything because you guys are going to have access to it here very shortly. I will go over a few things, right? But now I don't have to take these videos to go over every single tab because you all will have it. And so we will now have a uniform way to get through these games towards the end as we wrap up this season. So looking at today's discoveries, let's see what we got going on here. Should be a good game. Andrew Vaughn owns the biggest matchup increase. Joe Mack has the strongest EV lift. Rumfield has the strongest multi-day rise. Julian's got the longest price odds for home run. Jackson Merrill owns the strongest zone fit against junk. So, all good discoveries today. Definitely going to be a day to run your bases. Definitely going to be a day to run your hits, runs, and RBIs, as you can see. And that's why that's why I know why I was letting you all know I didn't want to be a home run chaser, right? I didn't want us to be chasing home runs. So let's see here. Let me get this going for you all. I was running into an issue with pulling the rosters, but now there will be 4 roster pulls throughout the day, so that way you all have the most updated information. This will account for injuries. This will account for anywhere where there is a pitcher that has not yet been determined. This will also catch that pitcher who should be in the roster, that starting pitcher. It will fill that out now. Once the rosters get confirmed, those rosters will also be updated through here. So you will no longer have any missing information throughout the day. Right? There will be 4 scheduled roster pulls, so that way you all continuously have the most up-to-date information. So that was just something really big that I wanted you all to have. I'm really proud of where the website is now. It's still a work in progress, so I wouldn't even say that this is like the final step of it, right? This is, I would say, just an early access release, really. So looking at the pitchers to attack, we've got Ronel Blanco, Kyle Freeland, and James Tallon. So for me personally, I'm only going to be attacking these 3 pitchers. Again, don't want to be chasing home runs. Not to say I won't have any props from any of the other games, but most of my slips will be very heavy with White Sox bats, Milwaukee bats, and Pittsburgh bats. It only makes sense that we spend our time focusing on the attackable pitchers and not in the neutral lean. Not to say that there is no value here or there's no money here, There obviously is, right? 5.6 ERA, 5.96 ERA. There obviously is money beyond these top 4 attackable pitchers, right? But as you can see, our attackable pitchers are giving up at least 10% barrel, 10% plus barrel, and 40% plus home hard hit. So you don't really need to chase anything else. You can get a lot of money. There's 9 rosters. There's 9 people on every roster, right? So you guys can absolutely find value on every team. But that's not to say you want to find value in every game. So just keeping that in mind, we will be focusing on just the attackable pitchers from the games moving forward, as well as the top cards, right? So you guys are going to see my plays be very top card heavy, very attackable pitcher heavy. And I'm doing that for a reason, just to show you all what is possible with the model. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the games, y'all. First game, we got Cleveland and Tampa Bay, 1 barrel signal, 1 elite profile. Top reads for this game is going Junior Caminero, Manzardo, Hoskins, and Aranda. And we've got Cleveland versus Rasmussen. So barrel score is going Hoskins, DeLauder, Arias. Matchup is going Arias, DeLauder, Hoskins. And home run form is going DeLauder, Jose Ramirez, and Angel Martinez. So the only reason I can't scroll on my screen, guys, is because I actually don't have this full because of where my screen is. So that's why I do have to scroll over, only because I'm not using my full screen per se. But when you all are using the dashboard, you will not have to scroll. I just wanted to make that a point. I did remove the logos just in case you all wanted to have more usability, but you do not have to scroll when you're on a desktop. I am just not using my full screen because my screen is blacked out on that left side. I really can't see anything. So that's the only thing there. Now, I had somebody ask me about the glitch. How do I identify the glitch? I, per se, am not identifying the glitch. We are letting the model show us the glitch. And it's not even really like a final solid thing, per se, just yet. It's just something we had been noticing. But this is the glitch, right? When I'm sorting through home run form, anybody who should not be there, right? 74, 7 does not follow 74. 62 is higher than 7. So these obviously are glitched profiles. However, these glitches have been hitting home runs when we do see them. So I'm not going to just sit here and say, oh, I see a glitch, hit the home run, or take him for a home run. That's not how it is. I see the glitch. I acknowledge the glitch. I kind of just see it as the model, one, is highlighting a profile who it believes should be there. How it's doing that, I don't know, right? So that's the thing. It's not like something that is purposely being done. There is a legit glitch within this home run form tab. I just I don't want to change it because it is highlighting some things and making us look at some profiles that we should be looking at or that we would not normally be looking at. But yet when the glitch is appearing, they tend to be caching. So I'm not going to say take J Ram and Angel Martinez today, but I'm going to say we could pay attention and see how that game plays out later, just to confirm or deny. But how we're going to be looking at this, guys, you could look at some barrels. But now be thinking bases. Be thinking, does this person get singles, doubles, steal bases? Do they score? Right? I want you guys to be thinking offensive production as a whole, not just one swing of a bat. As you can see, home runs are very volatile. And no, they're not going to be hit every day in every game. Let's just be realistic. What does happen, though? Hits. What does happen? Runs. What else? RBIs, strikeouts. Those type of things, walks, right? Those type of things do happen in every single game, but not home runs. So always be ready to pivot and shift your mindset, guys. So Cleveland here, Hoskins does look good. 0.196 ISO, so he's okay. Like as far as getting on base, he's getting on base at a little bit above average, so I'm okay with that. And then you got DeLauder. DeLauder's form does look good. And he's got a low swinging strike. So DeLauder is also somebody who you could take for hits, runs, RBIs, and fantasy points. If you guys can't tell, fantasy points, I love that prop because of it encompasses all of this. So we'll be hitter fantasy score heavy today, and hits, runs, RBIs. So yeah, Rise, Hoskins, and Manzardo are the two bats. I'm sorry. Hoskins and DeLauder are the two bats that I'm liking for Cleveland, just to get on base, right? Just to get some bases. So we got Tampa Bay versus Messick. Barrel scorer is going Caminero, Aranda, Diaz. Matchup is going Caminero, Diaz, Aranda. Form is going Caminero, Aranda, and Nick Fortes. And Nick Fortes has hit 2 home runs, I want to say, in the last like 5 to 6 games. He's been swinging the bat really nice. So if you are looking for a sleeper profile, Nick Fortes could be that for you, right? You can see he's got 53% form. But what does that mean? That just means within his last 14 batted ball events, within the last 7 batted ball events, he's trending at a higher rate in certain metrics. That's pretty much what that is. That's what home run form is tracking. Last 14 with the weight of the last 7. So Caminero's ISO, right? Woba and Will Bacon, pretty much all elite. You could definitely trust him to get on base, but pitchers know this about him too, so they're going to pitch to him in a specific type of way. So you always want to look at those maybe second, third, fourth guys, because the pitcher may not. How do I explain this? So in between 2 hitters, I'll take the Yankees for example, because that's the best example I could think of, right? At times, Grisham hits first, Ben Rice hits second, and Judge hits third. Now, knowing that Ben Rice hits third, knowing that Aaron Judge hits third, the pitcher is going to pitch a specific type of way to Trent Grisham and to Ben Rice. Now, the advantage there is most likely going to go to the hitter right before, which is Ben Rice. So when you see Aaron Judge in the lineup for the Yankees, you see Ben Rice actually hit better because the pitcher has to physically change the way that he is approaching him because he knows that the next batter is Aaron Judge. That is a real thing. These pitchers know, and they come up with strategies to mitigate the risk that they can put themselves in when a good bat comes up. So Aranda and Caminero, for example, I don't have batting orders on here per se. I can get that, but that has to happen that doesn't happen until the lineup's confirmed. So, but let's take the Rays now, for example. If I know that Aranda is coming before Caminero, they're going to pitch a certain type of way to Aranda. Depending on who's in between the two of them or comes before them, that person's going to be pitched to a specific type of way. So what I'm thinking about is finding, once the rosters go live, having a tab that lets you know not the patterns of the pitchers, but what spots, right, I guess. And I know other sites do have this type of thing, which I think is pretty cool. I wanted to use it in a different kind of way, not just for home runs, but to show who gets more fastball opportunities between this batter, who gets more curveball opportunities between this batter, right? And so I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say by that. So yeah, that's something that I'm going to try to work on fleshing out, because I think that makes a huge difference too in how we approach these hitters. So just seeing this, Tampa Bay, Aranda definitely looks good, but his ISO is low, so he's not getting on base as often as he should be. So then I'm looking to Victor Mesa, Ryan Vilade, right? These are hitters who are consistently getting on base and getting extra bases. That's what this is. So, if we're just going off ISO alone, Vilade doesn't look terrible. Victor Mesa, right? He's been pretty consistent lately. So I'm just trying to show you guys different ways you could be thinking when approaching these games. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and get through them. I don't want to take up too much of your time this morning. I know I'm dropping this a little bit later. Arizona versus Washington, we got 1 barrel signal, 2 elite profiles. Top reads in the game is going Carroll, Wood, Marte, and Abrams. Carroll and Wood are both pitcher attack confirmed. So Arizona versus Miles Mikolas, barrel score is going Carroll, Marte, Moreno. Matchup is going Carroll, Marte, McCann. And form is going Barossa, Carroll, and Tim Tawa. Now, Barossa would be the glitch here. I'm not saying he's going to hit a home run, but the model is picking up something So just, I don't know, maybe sprinkle him for hits, runs, and RBIs. Take him for a hit just to test it. See if the model is even identifying who would get a hit, right? Start low. Start slow. You don't got to go, home run banger every time. Going off ISO alone, Corbin Carroll and Marte. I'm not saying that's the only metric that you can use, but that's what the metric is for. Isolated power literally tells you who's getting extra base hits. There is another stat that we could pull through. I might have mentioned this before. It's a tougher stat though to understand, and the formula is kind of crazy. It's WRC plus. Pretty much is weighted runs created plus. That identifies like complete offensive, like what type of effect this player has on the offense, like how many extra bases that they hit creates extra runs. It's a wild formula, but it is one that really helps you understand who's creating runs for their team, and that is a good stat to look at. So I might pull that through here pretty soon. But just looking at Arizona, Gabriel Moreno doesn't look too bad. He's got trending form. His WOBA's pretty high. Will Bacon looks good. Low swinging strike, so his plate discipline. No crazy power metrics though or anything like that. 40.9 hard hit, but consistently getting on base. It looks like Ketel Marte, obviously, as somebody you could take for bases, and Corbin Carroll too. All right, Washington versus Drake. Barrel score is Wood, Abrams, Chaparro. Matchup is going Wood, Chaparro, Dylan Cruz. Form is going Abrams, Lyle, and Chaparro. Chaparro's been on a heater, so 236 ISO, 266 ISO for Luis Garcia, right? So again, if we're just looking at ISO alone, who is creating offensive production, that's a good metric. And you'll see that other metrics align when they have high ISO. So we got low swinging strike across the board for Luis Garcia, 354 WOBA, 399 Will Bacon, 11% barrel. And then you look at Chaparro. Chaparro is balling out right now. 236 ISO, 377 WOBA, 409 Will Bacon. A small sample size, but very consistent nonetheless. And then Abrams. Abrams is a base demon too. Abrams is somebody who'll get you a couple bases a game. And he's been on a heater. That's why you see his home run form is up. So that's just some things to keep in mind when looking at the board today. All right, let's get to this next game. Got Pittsburgh and the Cubs. Was surprised to see the Cubs still put up 10 runs on Skeens yesterday, man. The Cubs are just who they think they are right now. One barrel signal, one elite profile. Top reads in this game is going Belo, Suzuki, PCA, and Bush. I personally like Belo and PCA. Just off rip, just looking at how they've been playing. Looking at how PCA, just the momentum and just that fire that he brings to the Cubs team is out of this world right now. So yeah, PCA, I like him for today, especially against Ashcraft. So we got barrel score is Suzuki, PCA, and Bush. Matchup is going PCA, Suzuki, Hap, and then form is going Swanson, PCA, and Bush. Now, PCA's got 253 ISO, 364, 416 WOBA, Will Bacon. Michael Conforto actually does have pretty nice ISO, too. He's had a bad week, though. I've been watching him because I did want to play him, but he's been a little bit off this week. It could have just been the pitching that he was facing. But PCA, I think PCA is pretty trustworthy today. And I like Seiya Suzuki, too. I like Suzuki for today. Again, I'm thinking of a pure basis, pure offensive production standpoint. 202 ISO for Seiya. Not the best, not terrible though, right? But clearly we see that there are some candidates who, like Conforto, who does have a higher ISO. So just take that with a grain of salt. I'm not saying a high ISO automatically converts to cash, right? But it does mean more chances. That's all that means. All right, Pittsburgh versus Jamestown. Barrel score is going Belo, Valdez, Reynolds. Matchup is going Belo, Valdez, Reynolds. And form is going Billy Cook, Gonzalez, and Nick Gonzalez and Jacob Gonzalez. I'm not saying this is accurate at all. I'm not saying go take Billy Cook for a home run. But I am saying pay attention to what Billy Cook might do today. That's really the reality of it. Is Billy Cook could be a candidate for today. Not saying he's the guy, the main guy. Go bet your money. Sorry, go bet the house on him right now, right? Nah, that's not what we're saying. But it's just saying, hey, the model is glitching out right here on him. Let me just take a look and see if it could be right. That's it. But other than that, I mean, Esmerlin has been looking ridiculous. Right? He's been looking pretty crazy, out of this world lately. So you can take him again. He chalked this yesterday. But I was okay with the chalk, right? I think it was an acceptable chalk. I was watching the game. Yeah, he had a strikeout, but he was walked. Walks don't count for your at-bats. And then it just kind of limits your production later in the game. If you get walked, somebody doesn't bring you in afterwards, I can't really blame you for that. Your boy wasn't hitting right. So it was a tough beat for sure. Actually, no, he did cash late in the game. He did cash. Now that I'm tripping, he did cash. So, yeah, I'm okay with taking Esmerlin again today. He's pretty consistent. Because they are afraid of his power, he will get walked. Because of that, he does have opportunities to score. His fantasy line is typically around 4.5, 5. So, a walk is 2 points. A run is 2 points. So, that's 4. All you got to do is get a hit at that point. So, just keeping things in mind and then knowing how they score is also a plus. So, yeah, Valdez does look good again today for me. I think O'Hearn could create some offense. Again, like I said, a low ISO doesn't necessarily mean no production. It just means fewer and far in between. That's it. But we see O'Hearn. We've seen him all season. He could definitely do some things, right? Reynolds, he could definitely do some things now. So it's just they got this dude named Valdez on the team who's been playing like a beast lately. So that's that Chicago Pitt game. Let's go to the next one. We got Toronto versus Boston. I was surprised to see Boston take that beating yesterday. They've been playing lights out lately too. Good team ball. Good small ball. Right? They're getting base hits. They're getting doubles. They're bringing runners in. They're helping runners advance. So those are the type of teams I want to pay attention to. Instead of chasing home runs, pay attention to those teams who are just getting a whole bunch of hits and stuff like that. So Toronto versus Boston, 1 barrel, 1 elite profile. Top reads is going Contreras, Abreu, Okamoto, and Vladdy. Toronto versus Rangers, Suarez. Got Suarez on the mound today. Barrels going Okamoto, Guerrero, Springer, who all have the platoon advantage. Matchup is going Okamoto, Pinago, Guerrero. And home run form is going Vladdy, Kirk, and Springer. Yeah, Springer doesn't look terrible. Vladdy, I wouldn't touch. Not to say I wouldn't touch. It would have to be really good, right? Ranger Suarez is a decent pitcher, though. So I wouldn't test his luck. I wouldn't test Vladdy's luck against Ranger. However, I do like George Springer. I think George Springer has been coming in a stride. A lot of these players are coming off of injuries, guys. Like, it's been a weird year. It's just been a weird year. So just keep that in mind. So George Springer was playing off an injury this year. So his numbers aren't going to exactly match his previous production that we are used to out of a player like Springer or even a player like Vladdy. So we just adjust and we look at them in a different light. He's got still a 13.4% barrel, 43.3% hard hit, and a 14-degree launch angle. So George Springer could get you a double. George Springer could, get you a nice fly ball, sack fly. Those are the type of things that George Springer can produce. Luis Urias, 0.195 ISO, so it's not terrible, right? Low swinging strikes, so he's showing plate discipline. No crazy power metrics, but 18.5, launch angle. He could hit the ball far enough to where he gets a run brought in too. Those are the type of ways to think about it. Ernie Clement, he's not really producing as much offense as he's used to. in the past that we're used to in the past. But this is a completely different Toronto's team too, though. They got completely gutted after last year's World Series and whole new roster. So I'm just taking that with a grain of salt whenever I'm looking at Toronto. All right, so we got Boston versus Gosman. Got barrel scores going Contreras, Abreu, Duran. Matchup is going Contreras, Abreu, Duran. Form is going Abreu, Contreras, and Siegler. I mean, clearly Contreras looks like that guy. 261 ISO, 389 WOBA, 453 WOBA bacon. Barrel, pull barrel, all great. Hard hit is solid. So we know that this guy's going to produce. All right, so you can always take him fantasy score, bases, hits, runs, RBIs. Willie Abreu is somebody who's been stepping up this year since they don't have dang, what's my guy's name? Trevor Story. Yeah, I think Trevor Story's been out for a lot of the year. He's been hurt. I wouldn't be surprised if he got traded, to be honest, just because of the amount of times he got hurt. But he's a Boston Red Sox, bro. I don't think they letting him go. But Contreras, definitely somebody you could take for bases. I like Abreu for bases. I personally am a fan of Romy Gonzalez. I like Romy Gonzalez. I like his game. The other guys who are sleepers on this team, the Masataka Yoshida, right? He's somebody who also low swinging strikes, so he's not always striking out. I see him get a lot of sac flies, a lot of fly balls. I wouldn't say a lot of fly balls, right? But enough to be able to produce some offense. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. And then Cedeno Rafaela. I don't know how to say his first name. But Rafaela is also somebody who the numbers aren't screaming crazy power, but he does also get on base. He does also steal bases. So that's something to keep in mind too. But anybody who's got a good Will Bacon pretty much means that they are getting on base when they're making contact. They're safe for bases. They're safe for hits, runs, and RBIs and things like that. All right. Next game. Got Atlanta versus Baltimore. 3 barrel signals, 3 elite profiles. Top reads in this game is going Alonso, Olsen, Baldwin, and Riley. And Atlanta versus Shane Baz is going Matt Olson, Baldwin, and Riley. Matchup is going Harris, Olsen, Baldwin. Form is going Riley, Mateo, and Yaz. I mean, clearly we know who the top bats are on this team, though. However, I like Michael Harris today. I really do like Michael Harris today against the righty. He's got the platoon advantage. I think his speed is going to show out today. And, I mean, most of these hitters have platoon advantage, right? So Baldwin, Olsen, all lefties. I like Baldwin. I like Harris today. I really like the lefties against Bass. Really like the lefties against Bass. So just keep that in mind. If you are looking for anything, take a lefty. They could just blindly pick one. It could be Dominic Smith today. He'll get him a hit. Right? That's just how I feel. That's how I feel about Bass, bro. Everybody's getting a hit. Baltimore versus Reynaldo Lopez. Barrel scores going Alonso, Henderson, O'Neill. Matchup is going Alonso, Cowser, Henderson. Form is going Alonso, Beavers, and Trump. Now, Colin Cowser does look good. He almost won the game for his team last night. It ended up being somebody else, but Cowser has some great power that he was showing off last night. I mean, golly, this dude was just swinging for the fences yesterday. I would like to see Colton Cowser again today. He's got the platoon advantage. I'm curious to see what he can do against this right-handed pitcher today. Very curious. Right? 420 Woe Bacon. I mean, those are 7.9 pull barrel, 14.1 barrel, 34.4 fly ball, 20.5% home run to fly ball ratio. So, I mean, these are some great numbers, right? 13.2 degree launch angle. I think Colton Cowser does something special today. Gunnar Henderson too. I think Gunnar Henderson might get a couple hits today. I'm not gonna say a couple, maybe. I think Gunnar Henderson gets a hit though. I definitely think he does. Then you got the righty smasher, Pete Alonso. So just do with that as you will. Do with that as you will. All right, KC versus Detroit. And then as the day goes on, guys, these rosters will update. So just know these are the pre-confirmed rosters whenever we're making these videos. So yes, by the time you all get to making your plays, people may be out of the roster, things may have changed, but now that you'll have access to the dashboard, I'm hoping to alleviate all of those questions and provide you guys now with that information that was missing before. So KC versus Detroit, we got 3 barrel signals, no elite profiles. Top reads is going Green, Dingler, Perez, and Torkelson. I really like Perez. I think he's been balling out for KC lately and really, really showing his talent. All right, and they got Framber Valdez. I love Salvador Perez today. Just hope he doesn't get hit with a pitch because we know how Framber is. He might get mad and even hit his catcher. Barrel scores going Perez, Caglione, Jensen. Cag's been hurt, so just be mindful about that, guys. That's probably why he's not a signal or anything. He's been hurt. He hasn't played. Matchup is going Perez, Cags, and Thomas. Form is going Tolbert, Perez, Jensen, Pasquinti. So for Cags, instead of Cags, I will go Carter Jensen. I think that's a good substitute if you were looking for a similar profile, similar style of play. I don't want to say similar style of play. Cags got a little bit more power than Buddy, but Carter Jensen could still make some things pop. Salvador Perez, like I said, I'm taking him today against Framber. I love the righty versus lefty matchup. I love the elite power out of Salvador Perez that we've been seeing right now these last couple weeks. So yeah, that's definitely one of my picks. Carter Jensen, 188 ISO. It's not bad. 68% form. So I mean, he could hit the ball right. He got 11% barrel, 32.5% fly ball ratio, 18.5 launch angle. These are some good metrics. If he hits the ball hard enough, he could get you a double, right? He could get you some decent play today. Pasquinti's also been playing lights out. Just making plays when plays need to be made, right? That's what these guys been doing. It's the second half of the season. They're thinking playoffs. They're thinking, how do we just get a shot to play for that World Series, right? That's all they're trying to do is just give their team a chance every day. And I'm looking for those players who are balling out, who are going hard every day. So Detroit versus Avila. Barrel score is going Green, Dingler, Torkelson. Matchup is going Green, Dingler, Torkelson. And form is going Green, Rogers, Hao-Yu Lee. Hao-Yu Lee looked good yesterday. Doesn't look terrible today. He could get you some bases, though. Dingler looks good. Right, Torque is honestly one of my favorites. Why I like Torkelson, if you guys haven't been able to tell yet, I love those players who are elite, but the books still misprice them. Spencer Torkelson gets priced at 4.5 fantasy score every other day. I take advantage of those lines, especially when you look at who their matchup is and things like that. I'll take that risk. 4.5 is a hit and a score. That's all you need. That's all you need. One hit, one run. Why you can also go hits, runs, and RBIs. That's another way to fully cash and things like that. But I'm also taking into account Torkelson is somebody who gets walked. Torkelson is somebody who, right, is it can be an offensive threat, and so sometimes they pitch around him. They do that. So just keeping that in mind. Dingler, Torkelson, Carpenter all have the highest ISO on the team and highest Will Bacon too. Well, besides Green. But that just lets me know that these dudes are getting on base. Torkelson's got great barrel, best pulled barrel on the team. Yeah, he could hit something down the line and get you a double real quick. So that's what I like for Detroit. Let's go next game. All right, Dodgers versus the Mets. No barrel signals, 2 elite profiles though. We got Shohei, Muncy, Freeman, and Lindor for the top plays. LA versus Peralta. We've got Shohei, Muncy, and Freeman as the barrels. Matchup is going Shohei, Muncy, Hernandez. Home run form is going Otani, Rojas, and Alex Call. Alex Call, you better not jump over no fences next to Shohei again. That's all I know. Max Muncy looks good. He's got crazy ISO, 246. I mean, but we see it though. Max Muncy hits it to the wall. He's hitting doubles. Max Muncy might even have a couple triples this season. The dude hits the ball hard, guys. Like, anybody who's hitting the ball far and hard has a chance to get extra bases. That's just how it works. Especially in some of these parks. You hit it to the corner. It's a nice, easy little triple. Inside the park, little league home run or something like that, right? We've been seeing a lot of those lately. Batters are just getting smarter, guys. The game is adjusting, so they have to adjust too. Which may mean, hey, yo, I don't need to hit a home run every game. I need to get 2 or 3 guys on base so we can get 2 or 3 runs and not just the one for my personal stats. So these players know it's an analytics game that we are playing now. So they're playing the game from an analytical standpoint as well. Kyle Tucker could do some things. I like him against the righty. I mean, that's a thing, though. This Dodgers roster, so all top 5 of their top hitters today are all lefties. Shohei, Muncy, Freeman, Rushing, Tucker, all lefties. Which would make sense why they got the better matchup score. Golly, yeah, Freeman could have a day today. Muncy could have a day today. That 5.0 ERA is in trouble, Freddie. Yeah, Dodger stat could pay today. So we'll take a look at that. New York Mets versus Sheehan. This could be just a high-scoring game. We got Lindor, Alvarez, Jared Young for the barrel. Matchup is going Alvarez, Lindor, Young. Form is going Lindor, Alvarez, and Young. I don't see Soto. Soto not playing today? This is the second time the roster pulled, so yeah, if he's not on there, he's not playing. This will pull one more time before this game plays, so we'll see for sure where Soto is on the roster. But he's not showing right now, so I don't think he's playing. Next best bat, though, is Alvarez or Lindor. Next best offensive producing bat, Alvarez, honestly. Carson Bench, though, he does pretty well. And I like AJ Ewing. All right, let's take a look at both of them. Carson Bench, 338 WOBA, 402 WO Bacon, 9% swinging strike. So very plate discipline. He's got a 40% sweet spot, so he's squaring up on the bat pretty nicely. No crazy power or anything like that. And then Ewing, 400 WO Bacon, 10.6 low swinging strike. Right, sweet spot's decent. Home run and fly ball for the both of them isn't terrible. Right, the power for the both of them isn't amazing, but these dudes produce. They get on base. 4.02 and 400 WO Bacon. Yeah, I like that. These guys are getting on base, right? And even with their low sample size. So I like Ewing, I like Benj, and I like Alvarez, right? I like those 3 players when it comes to the Mets. Man, my Padres, what's going on? Let's see. Padres versus the Mariners today. This could be an interesting game. We got 4 barrel signals, 1 elite profile. Top plays is going Hernandez, Machado, Tatis, and Stowers, however you say that. So San Diego versus Junk. Barrel score is going Machado, Tatis, Merrill. Matchup is going Tatis, Ty France, Machado. And form is going France, Merrill, and Bowen. I mean, Ty France easily should be one of your top picks. This guy gets on base. That's all he knows is bases. He doesn't know nothing else but just get on base. 266 ISO, best on the team, hands down. He's got 334 WOBA, 389 WO Bacon, 9.1 pull barrel, 9.8 barrel. I mean, so like not crazy power metrics. 49.1 hard hit, 12.3 launch angle, but he's a doubles demon. He's a bases demon. This dude gets on base. So I love Ty France today to get on base. No platoon advantage, but Junk's just junk. I don't like Junk. Tatis. So platooned hitters is Jackson Merrill. So our lefties versus the righty. Renhefo. He's had a couple home runs last couple games. But those lefties, yeah, Jackson Merrill could have a game today if he could make some good contact. Our Padres swing though, like my Padres are just very swing heavy. So that's the only thing there is they do strike out a lot. They strike out a lot. So just keeping that in mind. But the form is out of this world for the top 4 hitters for the Padres. Machado, Tatis, Merrill, and France, all well above 80 for the form. So this could be a game. Both pitchers are in 5+ ERA. So Miami versus Buehler. Barrel score, we've got Hernandez, Stowers, Conine. Matchup, we've got Conine, Hernandez, Stowers. And form, we've got Hernandez, Conine, and Joe Mack. I like Heriberto today. I liked him yesterday, but I like him even more today against Buehler because, again, I know my Padres. Buehler's going to give it up, guys. If it's not a first pitch home run today, Buehler's giving up multiple runs. Unless he just wants to say, yo, I'm balling out today. I highly doubt that. His 5.23 ERA is not there for no reason. He does get strikeouts, though. He can deceive some people and catch some people slipping. So we'll see about that. But Hernandez, Conine, Stowers, Mack, Hicks, Yuri, or Ruiz. I like all of them today. I do like the Mariners versus the Padres. Not because I'm a Mariners fan, but because I know my Padres. Honestly, I just know my Padres. And today just feels like that day for them. I've been chasing Conine for a while. I might double back with him. His line is also low. It's like 4.5. He scores. He gets bases, right? 253. ISO, 378. WOBA. 504 Woe Bacon. Like, dude, he's getting on base. That's just what I know about him. Heriberto, Hernandez, and Stowers also look good. 237 ISO, 197 ISO. Again, these metrics, ISO does not mean guaranteed getting on base, guaranteed going to do something to produce for you. It just gives them a better chance. That's all that is. It just gives them a better chance. Ruiz got a 227 ISO with a 42.3% sweet spot. So, yeah, most of the time he's hitting the ball at the right time, in the right time. And his ISO shows for it because he's getting on base. And, I mean, he's got a good Woe Bacon, 367. Again, when you think about it, guys, for every time he's hitting the ball, 36.7% of the time he's getting on base. Elite in the majors is 200. 20%. You only have to be right 2 out of 10 times to be elite in baseball. So I always keep that metric in mind when, I start to see all the slander. Oh, this dude sucks. He's trash. He's garbage. Yo, the league is just everybody's that good. That's just what it is sometimes. That's just what it is. So, yeah, Mac, Conine, just based on ISO alone, I could see some things coming out of them today. And Hernandez, I expect some things from Hernandez today. Again, if Buehler gets the better of him, Hernandez isn't who I think he is. Yeah, that's just what that is. Hernandez isn't who I think he is, period. Buehler's not that guy at all. So, I'll stop ranting about my Padres. As you can tell, they get me heated sometimes. Sometimes they really do, y'all. All right, so we got Oakland versus Minnesota. 1 barrel signal, 2 elite profiles. Top reads in this game is going Buxton, Langoliers, Clemens, and Kurtz. Oakland bats versus Prelip. Langoliers, Kurtz, and Soderstrom for the barrel score. Matchup is going Langoliers, Bolt, and Soderstrom. Form is going Walton, Langoliers, and Tommy White. So right now I see Langoliers, Kurtz, and Soderstrom's got some beautiful ISO. Kurtz is just now coming back. Looks like this is going to be his first game back today. So tread with caution. There is no advantage there either. It's lefty on lefty, so I wouldn't even touch Kurtz today. Langoliers has the platoon advantage. 234 ISO, 435 Woe Bacon. I like everything about Langoliers today. Jonah Heim, right? I like him too. 196 ISO, low swinging strike, right? And he's got a decent home run to fly ball ratio and his launch angle. So meaning he can hit the ball far enough, high enough to get at least a nice sac fly, get a run coming in, or get you an RBI single or something like that. So definitely pay attention to Heim today. He could do some things. I'm trying to see who else can be a sleeper today. I like anybody with the platoon advantage. So Kobe Thomas could do something today too. 382 Will Bacon's not bad. His regular weighted on base average 261. Not where I would like it to be. However, he's got good pulled barrel and decent barrel. He's got good power metrics, right? 18.1 home run to fly ball ratio, 38.6 fly ball. So he's hitting the ball in the air. 21-degree launch angle. Definitely hitting the ball in the air. Yeah, Kobe Thomas could do something today too. What it is, don't know yet, but it could be something. And again, you do not have to take a play from every game. I'm just giving you guys the best options per game, but you do not have to touch them. You don't. I want to say that multiple times in this video. Minnesota versus Springs. Got Buxton's, Clemens, Lewis for the barrel. Matchup is going Buxton's, Lewis, Clemens. Form is going Jackson, Clemens, and Buxton. I mean, Buxton does look great today. Platoon advantage, righty versus lefty. 287 ISO. 448 Will Bacon. Same thing, though, for Jeffers. Jeffers looks good today, too. 250 ISO, 374 WOBA. Low swinging strike. Decent pulled barrel and barrel. Yeah, I like Jeffers for today, too. I definitely like the righties. Royce Lewis could catch somebody slipping. He's got great pull barrel and good barrel, too. Not the best form or anything like that, but he does have the power metrics to hit the ball far and hard enough to get a run to come in. So if other people are getting on base around him, Royce Lewis could bring him in is what I'm seeing. That's definitely what I'm seeing there. So let's get to this next game. Is that Houston versus the White Sox? All right. No barrel signals, 2 elite profiles. Top reads is going Alvarez, Murakami, Montgomery, and Vargas. Houston versus Eric Fede. Jordan, Walker, and Smith for the barrels. Jordan, Smith, and Trammell for the matchup. And then Jordan, Trammell, and Vasquez for the form. I mean, Jordan is Jordan, though. Dude's about to have 300 in every area. 321 ISO, 473 WOBA, 546 Will Bacon. I don't know what else you want to say. I mean, you could, just based on these, you could pretty much take this dude every game. I'm not saying you're going to cash every game and not for a home run, but as often as this dude is getting on base, you could be safe with him. That's why he is an elite profile every time. Not because he's going to hit a home run every time, but because these metrics every time show, this guy's going to get on base, he's going to get a run, he's going to do something offensive producing. That's just what that's saying. Christian Walker will be the next one up, 215 ISO. Now, I do want to point out something. You can have a high ISO with a low weighted on base average. I would much rather have somebody with a lower ISO and a higher weighted on base average, because what this tells me is this person is creating for others. They may not be getting on base, but they are clearly creating for others. And so that's just kind of how I see that and look at that. So Pena could be somebody today too. Houston's playing for first place right now. I want to say they're tied for third. So it's a lot going on in their division. So expect Houston to be playing small ball. They're not going to be playing for the fences every time, right? They're trying to get the next person to the next base to bring that run in. They've been playing some close games lately too. They're just trying to win right now. Right? You could tell it. Jordan didn't want to do the home run derby. He's trying to win right now. So I love Houston and their mindset. Just what I feel and see from that team. They want to win. They know they've got the best player in baseball right now, and they're leaning in on that. And so take advantage of that too. Murakami versus Blanco. Barrel score, we've got... Oh, not Murakami versus Blanco. White Sox versus Blanco. Murakami, Montgomery, Vargas, my bad. Murakami, Montgomery, Grichuk for the matchup. And then home run form is going Grichuk, Murakami, and Romo. Let's see. I like Murakami today. We got a righty on the mound. So, yeah, lefties. I like Murakami. I like Montgomery. Both Montgomerys. Braden is nice, too. He's starting to grow on me. Still young, though. All right. So, yeah, Grichuk looks good. Not bad ISO. Customer. I mean, yeah, these dudes are all almost 250 plus, 240, 220 plus. Yeah, I'm looking at those top hitters, but I'm also, like I said, out of anybody who's got good ISO, who has the advantage, who has the hitting advantage. And right now versus that righty, it would be the lefty. So Murakami, Montgomery, Benintendi, right? Benintendi could also do something. Antonacci and Tristan Peters. So. All right, got Colorado versus Milwaukee. No barrel signals, no elite profiles. Top reads in this game is going Goodman, Bowers, Chorio, and Moniak. Colorado versus Mizorowski. Oof, might not touch this game at all. Well, not with the Miz on the mound, bro. Now, everybody can get touched, but I'm not touching this one. Barrel's going Goodman, Moniak, Julian. Matchup is going Goodman, Moniak, Julian. Form is going Fulford, Sullivan, and Castro. But just from a pure ISO standpoint, Jake McCarthy. I personally love Jake McCarthy. When it comes to bases, I love this dude. He's a doubles demon. Jake McCarthy doesn't do anything but hit the ball hard. That's it. I know this does not tell the actual game that he plays. Watching Jake McCarthy, his numbers don't match up to the way that he plays. Just saying. I do like him for bases today. I do like him for hitter fantasy score. Even with Mizorowski on the mound. Yes. Other than that, it's going Goodman, Moniak, 300 ISO, 281 Woba. Julian does also, he was somebody to watch today on today's Discovery, so just keep that in mind. Colorado might surprise some people today. Who knows? Milwaukee versus Kyle Freeland. We got Bowers, Churio, and Mitchell for the barrel scores. Matchup is going Churio, Vaughn, Sanchez, and form is going Yelich, Mitchell, and Churio. Yelich does look good, though. His home run form has been super solid lately. 398 Will Bacon. He's been getting on base and producing. Bryce Turang is somebody who's also been producing lately. 199 ISO. Everything's trending up for him. 350 Woba, 421 Will Bacon. Some good numbers there. Jackson Chorio, right? Yeah, Milwaukee could have a day today. I know Kyle Freeland wasn't the top attackable pitcher, but it's Kyle Freeland. What are we going to do? Act like he's a good pitcher? No, it's Kyle Freeland. 7.28 ERA. That's wild. Weather permitting, just expect some things to come out of this game too. All right, got the last few games. I'm going to go ahead and get through this, guys, because, again, I want to get the website ready for you all to be able to access it today. I will be taking off the password. I might just do it for today, lock it down again, and then... But I will see. I will see how the website performs when more people get on it. I want to make sure that it doesn't start lagging and bugging out, like kind of how you see these little slowness, and that's going to happen. But I will be able to monitor how it's running, and then just kind of go from there. But yes, I do want you all to be able to get access to it. So today, I'm just unlocking the floodgates, man. I'm just opening the door for you all. Got Cincinnati versus St. Louis. 2 barrel signals, 1 elite profile. Top reads is going Ellie, Walker, Suarez, and Stewart. Cincinnati versus Leahy. Ellie, Suarez, and Stewart for the barrel. Matchup is going Ellie, Stevenson, Stewart. And form is going Ellie, Marte, and Suarez. I do love me some Sal Stewart. But versus the righty, got to look at the platoon. So Nathaniel Lowe, I think, will shock a lot of people. He's a great hits, runs, RBIs, hitter fantasy profile. 224 ISO, 349 WOBA, 397 Woe Bacon. I mean, these are all consistent numbers. Very low swinging strike, very plate discipline. 9% barrel, 9.4% pulled barrel. I mean, this dude's just consistency all around. 13.3-degree launch angle, so he can hit the ball high enough and far enough to be able to bring some runs in. So I'm looking at Nathaniel Lowe. JJ Bleday is also somebody who produces. Ellie is kind of, we don't have to say Ellie. Ellie steals bases, he scores, he gets hits, so you already know that about Ellie. And then South Stewart is becoming that guy too, though. South Stewart is becoming somebody who you can depend on. If you are a Cincinnati fan, the future looks bright. Ellie's in his third year. South Stewart's a rookie. JJ Bleday is coming into form. You guys got a lot of upside there. A lot of upside there on the Cincinnati Reds there for sure. St. Louis versus Abbott. Barrel score is going Walker, Burleson, Velasquez. Matchup is going Walker, Velasquez, Weatherhort. Form is going Burleson, Weatherhort, Nootbaar. Let's see. Yeah, so Burleson and Walker, obviously. Those are just the top two names on St. Louis. Brian Torres looks like he's got a low, very small sample size. But, I mean, 216 ISO, it's not bad. Good sweet spot, great home run to fly ball ratio. So he could, get a decent hit, bring somebody in. JJ Weatherhort's form has been good recently. 349 WOBA. I mean, and this is where I'm looking, right? This WOBA. So weighted on base average. Anybody who's batting 300 and above, that's really good. If 200 is average, 300 got to be great, right? 400 is elite. 500 is just out of this world. That's kind of how you see that. Once I see somebody with a good WOBA, I'm then going swinging strike. Who's not striking out? Who's plate discipline? Okay. So we got Nootbaar, Weatherhort, and Burleson. They're standing in there. They're taking those balls. Pause. They're standing in there. They are taking, they're being smart about the pitches that they are watching come down the plate. They're not swinging at too many wild pitches or anything like that. So that's a combination that I'm looking for when it comes to, like I said, extra base guys, hits, runs, RBIs guys, hitter fantasy score guys. So, all right, Seattle versus the Rangers. 2 barrel signals, 1 elite profile. Top reads in this game is going Peterson, Langford, Berger, and Rayleigh. Seattle versus the Grom. Barrel score is going Rayleigh, Raleigh, Canzone. Matchup is going Rayleigh, Canzone, Garver. Form is going Victor Robles, Rodriguez, and Arozarena. Victor Robles now, he got weird numbers right now, but he could do something, though. That definitely somebody who could do that. Canzone, though, his ISO immediately stood out to me. 241 ISO, 354 WOBA, and 415 Woe Bacon. Pretty solid profile to get on base, right? Form isn't the best when we're thinking about home run forms, no. But he could get on base. He can get you a run, and he get you a hit, right? So those are things that could happen. 9.7 pull barrel, 12.5 barrel. He's got great metrics, guys. So instead of chasing him for a home run, just chase him for regular offensive production. And then Luke Rayleigh be the next one there. Rosarena's got 352 WOBA, so that could be something there. Everything else is low, but he's getting on base, right? He's getting on base. 8.8 barrel, okay, not bad. Not bad, but then you look at the 21.8% home run to fly ball ratio. Okay, so he's hitting the ball in the air. And he's hitting it hard enough in the air to where he could be bringing somebody in. So, yeah, Rosarena could be a nice profile to target today, too. Texas versus Gilbert. Barrel score is giving Peterson, Langford, Berger. Matchup, Nimmo, Peterson, Berger. And form is going Langford, Berger, Peterson. Let me get a Langford Berger. That sounds pretty fire. Foskey's got a crazy ISO. Langford and Peterson too. I like them. Let me see. And then Brandon Nimmo just gets on base, right? And so that's the thing for Brandon Nimmo. His WOBA is high, but he's not really getting extra bases per se. But when he is hitting the ball, he's getting on base, right? 422 WOBA bacon. I'm okay with this. He just may not be getting extra base hits, which is okay. But he is getting on base. He could be giving you some RBIs. He's got great metrics. He's got 10.4 barrel, 51.6 hard hit. Yeah, Brandon Nimmo could absolutely demolish a ball today. Absolutely. And then Langford and Peterson will get on base for you. That's kind of how I see that. Langford and Peterson get on base. Brandon Nimmo, bring them in. Bam. There you go. There you go. All right. Got a couple more games. Arizona. Not Arizona. This is not Arizona at all. This is the Los Angeles Angels. Hello. Versus San Francisco. We got 4 barrel signals, 2 elite profiles. Top reads in this game is going Devers, Mike Trout, Adele, and Casey Schmidt. That ever happened to you guys? Some names you could say like the last name, but some names you have to say the whole thing, like Trout, Mike Trout, right? It just sounds weird saying, oh, Trout or Mike. Like, nah, Mike Trout. You got to say the whole name. Yeah, I just realized that for some players, I have to say their whole name. I can't just say their first or their last name. It just feels weird. For the Angels, though, we got Trout, Adele, and Nito for the barrel score. Matchup is going Siri, Adele, Mike Trout, and home run form is going Ohop, Heineman, and Siri. All glitches, so I'm not going to say the best choices, but then realistically after that is going Adele, Nito, and Grisham. So Mike Trout does look immaculate, though, today. 221 ISO, 403 WOBA, 485 WOBA bacon. Pulled barrels at 11.8, 17.6 barrel. Yeah, Mike Trout could definitely score today. And that's the thing, too, right, guys? Take runs. These people, they have to score. Somebody has to score. Now, you may not know who's going to score. That's usually the tough part. But somebody's got to score. Most of the time, somebody's got to score more than once to win. So just keep that in mind, that there's so many other props in this market, MLB. You do not only have to chase home runs. You'll go broke chasing home runs. You go broke chasing home runs, period. That's it. Yeah, Nito looks good too. Siri, and I'm just looking from a pure ISO standpoint first, and then breaking down their other metrics, right? But yeah, Nito looks good. 408 WOBA bacon, 13.4 pull barrel, 9.4 pull barrel. Yeah, Nito and Trout look awesome. Now, if they could just catch Weisenhunt slipping. So yeah, we're targeting the righties today because he's a left-handed pitcher. Yeah, Trout, Nito. I mean, Adele could do something. His power metrics have been coming back in this last couple of weeks. He's been hitting some home runs. He's figured out, right? 17.6 launch angle, 45.5 hard hit. Yeah, I like that. I like Adele too. I definitely do. San Francisco versus Soriano. Barrel score is going Devers, Schmidt, Eldridge. Matchup is going Devers, Schmidt, Ramos. And form is going Devers, Schmidt, and Eldridge. Everybody's waking up. They're like, yo, where you at? I'm like, man, I had to come get this work in. I had to come chill in the lab. You know what I'm saying? Locked in the lab right now. All right, so, I mean, Devers has been on a heater right now. I think he's trying to say, yo, don't trade me again, bro. I'm trying to be here in San Francisco. Don't trade me. I want to be here for longer than 6 months. So I think Devers has something to prove. That's the other thing, guys. Keep in mind the trade deadline is coming. So players and teams are either going to be buying or selling. I think that's a real thing in the players nowadays, too, that the players sell to also get what they want out of this. But teams that are selling most likely aren't going to be playing their best guys. They're selling, so they're not looking to win. They're not looking to do good. They're looking to get the best value that they can for the people that they have on the trade block. I don't think San Francisco becomes a seller at the trade deadline, though. We'll see. We'll see, but they're not playing like it. They're playing like they've got something to prove, too. Devers has been hitting good. Casey Schmidt has been hitting lights out. I love Bryce Eldridge. Ramos has finally figured it out. The only person who I think is still slacking this season is Adames. Um, Adames is struggling to figure it out this year. Luis Arias, these numbers actually are surprising to me. I felt he gets on base a lot more than what it shows. I mean, because 2.9% swinging strike. Jeez, does he even swing the bat? I mean, and he does, and he makes contact when he swings the bat. So he's not really he's not really striking out at all. But right now, I just can't say in good faith that he is the bat to attack either. The best lefty be Devers and Bryce Eldridge. Jung Ho Lee could do some too. He's got a low swinging strike. His sweet spot is good, so when he hits the ball, he's hitting the ball very squared, getting good barrel. So yeah, Jung Ho Lee could surprise. I'm not saying he's gonna hit a home run, but he could get on base for you, right? He could definitely do that. He can get an RBI for you. That is something Jung Ho Lee can do. All right, last but not least, finishing it off with a banger. Oh, we got New York versus Philly. Oh man, this Sunday Night Lights. Yeah, this could be a good game. A game under the lights now. I mean, I know it's not under the lights. It's going to be 4 o'clock in New York. But, let me have that one. Sunday Night Light Baseball. New York and Philly. We got no barrel signals. One elite profile. Top reads in this game is going Schwarber, Rice, Harper, and Marsh. And barrel scores for New York against Chris Sanchez. Ooh, this is going to be a game. 2.65 ERA, 10.2 Ks over 9 innings. Golly. Man, this is going to be a good one. Barrel scores going Ben Rice, Goldschmidt, and Grisham. Matchup is going Ben Rice, Goldschmidt, and Grisham. Form is going Rice, Rosario, and Chisholm. Now, realistically speaking, Chris Sanchez don't be giving it up like that. You got to catch him on a bad day. I don't see the Yankees scoring more than 2 runs today. Just being honest. So with that being said, Ben Rice will be the person to target, though. Goldschmidt will definitely be another person to target, right? I'm just going pure power versus Chris Sanchez. Because if he catches him slipping over the plate, you want somebody who's going to send it yard or at least hit it very hard to give that team a chance to run the bases. Chisholm could do that too, though, recently. Chisholm's been coming into form here real nicely. And Jason Dominguez. Jason Dominguez is their young power guy that they've been looking forward to seeing develop. So you could get some nice stuff out of him too. All right, so Philly versus Will Warren. Barrel, we got Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, and Marsh. Matchup is going Schwarber, Harper, Marsh. And form is going Turner, Bohm, and Marsh. From a pure ISO standpoint, Schwarber and Harper obviously are your guys. Marsh does get on base pretty solidly, though. Will Bacon and Derek Hill with a 450 now. He could do some things. Paul Barrow is good. Barrel is decent. Good sweet spot, great hard hit. Home run to fly ball ratio. And then your middle of the pack guys are Trey Turner, Alec Bohm, right? I like Alec Bohm and I like Trey Turner. Trey Turner's been on a heater the last week and a half. That's why his form is going to be high. Right, when we're looking at it from a home run form perspective. Yeah, Trey Turner has been consistently swinging the bat, getting high exit velocity, getting good launch angle, great barrel. Consistently has been Trey Turner. It definitely has been. We could say that. Now, all of these guys could do something for Philly. Philly is that dangerous when they choose to be. Bryce Harper, though, I think has a game today against the righty. Right, they got platoon there. And then Schwarber, lefty on righty matchup, another one. So that is the 15 games for today. And so like I said, guys, right after this video, the website will be live. So once you guys are catching this video, go ahead and head to the website, man, barrellab.io. Tag me with all of your slips, man. Tag me with the screenshots that you guys, with the elite players that you guys are taking. I want to know any and all feedback. Is it working for you? Is it loading slow? Right? This is really the test for me to see if what I've been doing is, coming to fruition and it's coming out nice for you all. So again, guys, I appreciate everybody who's being here. I appreciate everybody for liking, commenting, and supporting on every single video. It does not go unnoticed. I truly appreciate everybody. Good luck out there today, guys, and let's cash, man. I'll see you guys on the next live video. Peace.